welcome to the Creation Grounds podcast, where we break down the success, habits, and the life of people in creative fields, discover how they've gotten to where they are, what they aspire to be, and how you can live your dreams too. Let's get to the show. Hey, Emmett, how you doing?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm doing good, brother. It's good to hear you.
Same here. It's Aaron, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I see the different spelling. I wanted to make sure.
Yeah, it's 2 R's. My mom made me a little unique, but
Nothing wrong with that.
it's all good.
Nothing wrong with that.
So welcome to the Creation Grounds. We're very excited to have you. We're just going to dive right in. How about you tell us about your upbringing in Florida?
Okay, well that's kind of complex. I try to summarize it. Yeah, I was born in the Polk County area. It's very country. Most people in the world never heard of it. Bartow, Florida. I grew up my younger years in a place called Winter Haven / Haines City, Florida. Then me and my mom, dad, my sister and brother, we moved to a place called Clearwater, Florida. Then eventually a place called Largo, Florida when I got to high school. Pretty solid upbringing. I guess you can call it as most people say, the hood, but kind of like a good times, 90s, 80s version. You know, dad worked hard, mom worked hard, but, you know, one of the typical environments, you know, drugs and violence on the outside. But our home was like the safe haven from that. A lot of kids from the neighborhood would come to our home and as a place of peace, because a lot of them didn't come from like ideal families. So it was just an interesting and unique upbringing. Great education, supportive mom, supportive dad. Always involved in sports. Always liked the arts, but couldn't afford to do it growing up. That pretty much sums it up.
With the arts, growing up in the hood or unsavory areas, did that help you develop a passion for acting?
I think it did. Because I went to predominantly white schools my whole life. So, you know, you grew up in a predominantly black area, but you go to and I got a really good education, I should say. So just, I guess, you know, in acting, how you got to have these different personalities and different layers. So I was always around my friends and I got to understand their experiences and seeing just the different activities and what people went through and suffered through. And then to go where I went to school at and to see the type of life they live, because I had these different kind of sets of friends. I had the upper middle class friends, I had the poor friends, I had the white friends, I had the black and Hispanic friends. So I think it did help me, and just seeing the struggles of my parents and how hard they had to work, some of the things I had to endure to survive, some of the mental games I had to play, some of the masks I had to wear, I think did help me.
And did that give you a hunger to then go study business, that you wanted to succeed, seeing how your parents struggled, wanting to help them out, make a better life for them?
Yeah, that was part of it. Part of it was I was playing football. I wanted to be a football player. Obviously that didn't work out. And I was one of the first people in my family to go to college. I didn't know what career to really pick. But I was like, you know what? I know if I could possibly start a business or get into business, like you said, I could probably become an entrepreneur and help my family out, help to get out of the situation that they was in. So that was part of it, yes.
And how does business help your acting career, if at all?
It definitely does. Just knowing the basics of just marketing strategy, networking, just knowing how to kind of promote myself in a sense, just knowing how to just knowing that just having the basics in business helps me to understand that there's a business side to acting. Like, yeah, you have to be a good actor, which I'm still working on, but you have to understand that this is a business and it's about numbers, it's about a profit, it's about revenue, it's about just so many different things. So yeah, hopefully I just made sense. I forgot what I was saying.
That all made a lot of sense. So coming from the background where you come from, you've definitely persevered, you've definitely gone through a lot, and you've definitely overcome a lot. So you have to be a pretty confident individual. What would you say are the 3 principles to confidence? How would you break it down?
But you know what? I got to say, I'm not that. I've actually struggled with my confidence a lot. There's been some ups and downs.
That's interesting.
But what I learned is, at least with me, repetition and being prepared go hand in hand for confidence for me. You know, there's some people who That's why in football I was known for my work ethic. Like I got awards for hardest worker. I was the last one in the weight room because I actually struggled with my confidence. I believe if I was the most prepared, that's what gave me the advantage. You meet plenty of guys who don't have to do much, don't think they have to do, and they still feel like gods in their head. Me, I think preparation and confidence go hand in hand. The more prepared you are, the more confident you're going to be. So the more prepared I am, the more confident. Like when I'm studying my lines or studying the script, I do it ad nauseum, like over and over and over until I'm living it and breathing it. Then I'm supremely confident. But if I haven't had the time to prepare like I want, I can't lie, I'm a little kind of on edge.
Right. So are you, in terms of preparation, is that just all research based or just going over your lines over and over again, like you said?
Well, no, it's going over the lines, but it's also research based. It's trying to find that kind of thing in the character that I can relate to and connect to, and kind of going back into my past or some of my experiences. That's why I think it's kind of fortunate that I kind of grew up in the world I grew up in, had experiences I've had, been able to travel, things like that. Because you know how it is. You meet so many different people. You have so many different connections you had in life. I try to personalize, the role as much as I can. And if I have to, I do go do the research, read books, read articles. Now, fortunately, we got YouTube, stuff like that. So it's a lot that I try to put into it.
So it's paid off, man, because you booked Atlanta, Donald Glover's brainchild. And so tell us a little bit about Atlanta and your character of Ahmed White.
Okay, yeah, Ahmed White is, to me, and the way that went, to me, that was just fate, man. To me, that was just like God, divine intervention. Because when I saw that script, I'll be honest, I didn't even know who Donald was at the particular time. Because I'm into hip hop, but I heard of Childish Gambino, but I was like, I didn't know much about him. So I'm like, okay, I did some research. I'm like, wow, this is a really sharp guy. But anyway, I get the script. I start reading it. Now I'm a huge fan. I listen to his music all the time. I've watched all the interviews. I didn't know he was such a phenom, But I look at the script and I immediately connected with the character. I was like, holy crap. I'm like, this is me, because I write a lot of poems. I used to rap. And my friends always joking with me. They always like, oh, Emmett, you think you're some type of philosopher? You're always trying to, spit knowledge to somebody. Who do you think you are? So when I read it, I'm like, minus the bite the sandwich part, I'm like, whoa, this is kind of like something I would write or say. And I really felt it. I was like, this is perfect. I'm like, I don't even have to act. And when I did the audition, the girl taping me doing the self-tape, and we had done like 50 auditions before that. And she had never, ever, she always said, good job, whatever, but she made her business to send me an email, and she was like, that was the best audition you ever done. It felt so real. You were so present. That was unbelievable. And I felt it too. I felt lost in the script. It's hard to explain, but I was like, man, I don't even have to act. So I was like, it was like fate. I was like, I felt like I had that role. I honestly did. One of the first roles of my life, I was actually just waiting on them to tell me I got it. Like, I thought that in my head, honestly. I was like, when are they going to call me, man? I was like, nobody did better. I know they did. I was like, come on, when are they going to? Sure enough, bam. I was like, wow, I really got it. Then when I got on set, he was like, yeah, man, we did an excellent job. We saw it we could just see it in your eyes that you really believe. I was like, wow, holy crap. But Ahmed White, to answer your question, to me, this is my interpretation. You know how art is. Everybody has their own interpretation. But to me, he's like that philosophical kind of. I don't know if you ever you ride public transportation a lot?
Oh, all the time. I'm in New York, man.
Okay. This is what I connect Ahmed White to. And he's like that guy in the hood to me. That guy who, he talks good stuff. Like, I don't know if you ever met those guys who kind of public transportation in the hood. They're smart. Maybe they've been to jail, or maybe they're self-educated. So it's like it's smart, it's intelligent, they make some sense, but you could tell at any given moment they can snap. You know what I mean? Like, any given moment they can go left field.
Right.
Like any given moment. So you count on pins and needles, but you're trying to stay calm because you don't want to set them off. But you're like, wow, this guy's really saying some stuff I really need to hear. But man, he's freaking crazy. Like, that's what I get from Ahmed White. That's what I think the Ahmed White character is. He's that guy like, wow, he's pretty smart, but I want to get on his bad side. You know, like he makes a lot of sense, but I don't know if I should take him too serious.
So, in terms of that moment, that bite the sandwich moment that you brought up earlier, tell us about that moment and what you think it means, if anything, in terms of the philosophy.
Um, a lot of people, I saw a lot of comments online, and they were saying like they think the actual literal bite in the sandwich is going to do something magical. I don't think so. I think he's just trying to show people in life that life don't always go as planned. You know what I mean? Like you got to expect the unexpected. Like what I was saying before that wasn't really crazy. You know, let the path push you like a broken branch in the river's current. Like let life take you sometime is basically what Ahmed White was saying. But then at that last minute, I'm like, hey, bite this sandwich. Like it's basic and as crazy as that sound. It's like, whoa, where'd that come from? But that's life. Like sometimes we get thrown curveballs. How you gonna react to it? That's my
So he's
personal interpretation of it, though.
so he's just kind of like a spontaneous guy. He just likes to. That moment is just like, okay, you're thinking you're planning too much, but just be a little more spontaneous.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's cool. So you got to work with Donald Glover himself multiple times. Tell us about two things you've learned from him in terms of creativity that you're going to keep with you as an artist.
Well, just from what I observed, it looks like he don't take it that serious. Like it looked like he's very level-headed from what I saw. I only got to be around him a couple of times, and just when we did I don't know if you saw the seventh episode, but when we did the commercial one, um,
Yep, hilarious.
um, I studied the script, did the script. Like I said, even that one, that was easy. I immediately knew what to do, but half of the stuff we did wasn't in the script. So I learned to just be spontaneous. It's okay because sometime in my head, things got to go as planned. So just from being around Don, I learned that things don't always have to go as planned. Like, don't be afraid to mess up because it could still end up being gold. Because when we were there doing the takes, he just threw out that out of nowhere. Everybody started laughing. I'm like, what the heck? He was just like, now say if you want to be smart as a baby dolphin. Now just say, you know, if you want to tell and juice. Like out of nowhere, because he was directing that episode. So I was
Right.
like, at first I didn't know he'd direct. I walk in there, I'm like, what the heck is going on here? I just see him behind the camera, you know, and he give me like a hug, like, man, thanks for coming back. I was like, thanks for coming back. Thanks for having me. Like, what am I supposed to turn it down? First of all, so I was like, I was grateful that they called me back. But he was just randomly throwing out just anything. I don't know if he had it planned or what. Just say this, say that, say this, say it straight. Just say it like, you know, just like whatever. Just say it. Basically don't even matter. Just say it this way. You're good. And it was quick, man. It was like real quick. But when I saw the finished product, I was like, man, he basically kept everything we pretty much did. And of course, to the audience, it was dope. I was like, wow, I learned a lot about television and film that it may seem weird to you, but just go with it sometimes, you know? Because I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
why am I saying as far as a baby dolph? What is this about? I was like, what's going on here? But he made it work. Even
It's a
the
quotable line.
the phone call thing that was on the fly. I don't know if that was his idea or what, because that came out of nowhere. Someone from FX contacted me. I was like, Emmett, you mind doing us a favor? I was like, yeah, what is that? It was like, well, you know how you did the commercial? They was like, we just secured a number, and it was like, we think it'll be a good idea to have that, like, you leave a voicemail. You leave a voicemail because we think people will actually call that number. I was like, man, that's a good idea. I was like, that's kind of funny. So they just sent me another random script. I don't know if you ever called the number.
I
I
have
did it.
actually.
Yeah, I did it. And next thing you know, on vulture.com, they got a big write up about it. I'm like, wow, man, every little thing they do kind of works. Because initially, when I booked that second, or they called me to do that second scene, that was not even a thought. Like I had no idea that was going to happen. That actually called me like, I think a couple months later to do that. I was like, wow, okay. I was like, that sounds funny. Let's do it.
Where's the message go? Do people actually listen to it, or is it just for fun?
No, yeah, it's just for fun. Just a voicemail. That's it. Yeah, it doesn't go anywhere. I'm wondering where it's headed myself.
Have you called it?
I have called it. I call
That's
it all the time, actually. Yeah, it's pretty funny.
so. with booking this work, and for you with your background, you also said that you've been somebody who has struggled with confidence. For somebody who may still be in that place, do you believe that it's something that can be developed for somebody that's struggling with it?
Confidence? Oh yeah. I don't know how many people really have, but I know it's necessary. Like, I've always been up to, like, I was in college. I was like a college football All-American, but I still battled with my confidence. Like, I got my degree, still a battle. Even my wife was like, man, like, she has always had to bear the brunt of it. But I do believe it can be developed. But I believe it's something you got to kind of fight through. Because I have my days. It's like, I don't make it seem like it's some type of disease or something. But I have my days, but I know it's important. But I know you got to push anyway. It's kind of like that person who's afraid to do something. You don't just
Hmm.
not do it. You do it anyway. Like, I took the task on. I wanted to act. I wanted to be in front of the camera. I know sometimes I get a little nervous. I want to show that kid out there, that person out there, that even if you lack confidence sometimes, you have self doubt. You just got to press on anyway, man. Like, you can't let that stop you, because even more than my struggle with confidence is the fear of not trying. Like, I don't want to be laying on my deathbed and saying, man, I wish I would have tried that. I can't live like that. Like, it eats me up inside. Like, I gotta try. Like, I have to do it. Like, if something crosses my mind, I gotta try it. Like, that's just me. Like, I can't. It overrides everything. You know what I mean? It overrides all fears. It overrides any confidence issues or anything. But I am learning, the more I audition, the more I book, the more confident I get, because it's
Yeah,
key.
man, I agree with you, man. I think regret is one of the worst things anybody could feel. So for sure, I agree with you on trying everything. So with that trying, what's one major obstacle that you faced that you persevered through that your confidence has grown through that? You mentioned that you just kept on going to auditions. So is that something that you persevered, just going to auditions until you
Um,
finally crack one?
well, that's one. Well, I booked a couple more roles before this, but Atlanta was my biggest one. But some obstacles were, to me, it had to do with sports.
Hmm.
One of the biggest obstacles, and I always tell this story because it was a turning point in my life. That's when I realized life was really mental. I realized that life is, it's almost 90%. I mean, my football coach used to always say that, and I thought it was ridiculous. I was like, come on, what do you mean? But now I get it. That's why you see, and I know you're probably around those people who are okay actors. You're like, man, in your mind, you're like, man, the person's not even that good, but the confidence pushes them. Or maybe it's a journalist or an athlete or just your average Joe, to make it out of average, but they make you believe so much, you just buy into it. That's when I realized that confidence is powerful. Or you might get that person who's absolute genius or phenomenal at what they do, but there's such a head case. You're like, man, if that person can ever believe in themselves, they're gonna kill it. You know what I mean? Like, but that moment for me was when I was in college. I was a running back, and I was projected. It was two seniors on the team. I was projected to take their position. Actually, I took their position in everything. Just through college, I worked real hard, and the coaches were impressed. And in practice, I was just killing it. Before I even played in the game, I was like a young freshman, sophomore, something like that. But I get in the game, and I don't live up to the hype. I let the pressure get to me. I freeze up. I didn't do the things I should have done. So I lose my spot again. I lose the faith of my teammates. Then I come back again because I was like a quote unquote workout warrior. So I pull myself back into the starting position. And of course, again, because of lack of confidence and lack of self doubt, because physically I had it all. I was pound for pound one of the strongest running backs in the country, known for working out hard. So I get in again and I lose my opportunity. Then finally, my senior year, my first game, my dad, my whole family come up to watch me. Finally, it's supposed to be my breakout year. The coach is like, yeah, we talked to the NFL scouts. We told them if anybody got a chance, it's you. All this crazy stuff. I'm faster than I ever been. First game, I stank it up. And I'm telling my dad, I want to quit, man. This is enough. I just can't do it. I can't live up to it. It's not meant for me. He like, son, just stick out the rest of the year. Just don't quit. I was like, all right, I'll stick it out. Second game comes, like the first quarter. I'm doing terrible. And I hear the coach. You don't know if he ever hear this, he'd be like, oh, I didn't even know that. But I hear the coach say, the head coach, let's take Emmett out and go with somebody else. But the offensive coordinator said, no, let's give him like one or two more. Let's give him a couple more minutes. You never know. They don't not hurt him. And then from that point on, I don't know what happened, but I killed it that game. I ended up scoring the game winner. I ended up scoring like 2 or 3 touchdowns that game. Had the most yards I ever ran for in college. And I got down on one knee. I just kind of fell out after I won it because he came up to me, how does it feel to win the game winner? So, the coach would shake, and I started crying. But they couldn't see it. They just, tapped me, Emmett, you all right? To this day, I don't know if they even know I was crying, but I was covering my face, and I was shocked. And from that day on, I just killed it. I had like a record-breaking season. Ended up winning a lot of awards and all this crazy stuff. Had some opportunities to play at the next level, not NFL, but I worked out for the NFL. I ended up playing in Europe and some indoor ball, and that's when my confidence kind of built up. That's when I overcame that obstacle of self-doubt, and I learned that if you're just willing to take that chance, man, if you're willing to step outside of yourself and just get out of your head and just trust the process. You know what I mean? Like, trust everything you did. Trust all the film watching. Trust all the reps that you took, and just go. And it's the same with acting. Trust the process. Trust you did the script right. Trust you did your character analysis right. Trust everything and just go. Like, stop analyzing. Like, that was one of my biggest problems, analyzing and overthinking and just worried about failing. I don't know if that made sense. But.
No, it makes perfect sense. That's it's beautiful. Definitely had moments like that myself, and it's encouraging to hear that other people have or do experience that as well. So in terms of connecting with you further for our audience and listeners, where can people contact you on social media?
Well, Emmett Hunter, Facebook, Instagram, Soy Legendario, soy _ legendario. Of course, that's Spanish. I just did it for kicks. It means I am legendary. Instagram. And
how do you spell that?
SOY, and then _ and then LEGENDARO. And then my Twitter is just Emmett III. On my Twitter.
You have some Ahmed White merch I've been seeing on the internet. Where people can buy that?
That's T. I think that company is T Public, TEE and Public. But you may have to Google it. I don't know I don't remember the actual website, but I think it is just www.tpublic.com. And yeah, I just happened to be on the internet. I saw that. I was like, huh? Yeah, give me some things. I got a T-shirt. I got the phone covers, and I mean, the Atlanta whole thing has been an experience, man. Like, I knew, even that 7th episode, when I read the script, the band episode, which they call them one of the top episodes of the season for, like, any TV show, according to some outlets. When I read, I was like, oh, my God, this is going to be hilarious, man. It's like, I don't know where his mind was, but I was like, wow. It's like, this is gold. And I'm just happy to be a part of it, man. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, man, we hope to see you in season 2. Actually, we expect to see you in season 2. You've been getting too much shine, too many encouraging responses on Twitter to not be back.
We'll see. When I finish that episode, the 7th episode, that I was like, I know things have changed, which I wasn't expecting. But he was like, he let's just say he gave me some indications. So I wouldn't be surprised if I came back season 2. But I know he got so much stuff going on, and I know how writing works. You could say one thing or feel one thing, but the storyline could take you another place. So,
man.
But I want to remain optimistic.
Me too, man. I like that character. Like that. The first time I saw you on screen, I mentioned this to you before the interview, man. That moment, the bite the sandwich moment, made me laugh out loud for sure. It was hilarious.
But you're an actor as well, right?
Yeah, I'm an actor. I've been acting since 3rd grade, but professionally for about 7, 8 years now.
Oh, wow.
Based in New York. Yeah, man.
What part of New York?
I'm living in Inwood right now, so I'm in Manhattan.
Okay.
I was in the Bronx for a while. Originally from Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Okay.
Which is about an hour outside of the city. Went to school for acting and then came to New York.
Oh man, so you got the advantage. You know the whole. You really know the craft. Okay.
Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. You think about coming to New York?
I go there a lot. My dream has always been to live in New York. I go to Harlem a decent amount. I've been there a few times, maybe about 4 or 5 times. I love New York City. I think it's one of the. I was just there last year actually. I did a Samsung commercial there. I got some family and friends there too, man. I love New York, but it's just so expensive. That's the catch.
It is very expensive, man. I actually got into real estate to battle that because I was waiting tables for a while and it just wasn't paying the bills, so I had to do something else.
That's a good business to get into. So, especially
Yeah,
there, get into the start connecting with the right people.
yeah.
So, but yeah, you working on any projects? I'm not trying to flip the
Oh no, no,
interview.
it's
I'm
it's
just wondering.
it's all good. I just finished something at the Negro Ensemble Company. It's their 50th anniversary, so I worked with some of the greats. You had Charles Weldon, Ali Woods, Count Stovall, a bunch of different people that I worked with. And that was a theater gig, and right now I'm producing and acting in a web series that should be coming out sometime this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
wow. So, and that's a good idea. The web series thing is a good idea. I wish we could get something like that going here because you see Insecure with Issa Rae. That's how it started. The awkward black girl. I think
Hmm.
Donald did a lot of work, right? With Derek Comedy. That was like a web series, I believe, a bunch of sketches at least. So I'm learning that through the internet alone, people can get this big following and then boom. Like I like what you're doing with the podcast, man.
You
Um,
do?
yeah, I
That's
do.
encouraging, man.
I think it's brilliant, man. I like to see the development. I'm like, man, I went and looked, I checked it out. I'm like assuming like the questions are quality, uh, the presentation is cool. I'm thinking, man, I can't wait to see what it grows into. You know what I mean? So
I appreciate that, man.
I think it's a beautiful thing. I see the bigger picture. I'm like, man, I can see what this could blossom into, and the whole concept you got of encouraging others through other people, kind of it's just to let them know that they're not alone in this battle, this battlefield of the mind, man.
I appreciate that, man. It's not it hasn't been easy. So anytime I get an encouraging word, I receive that, man. I thank you for
Hey,
that.
hey, you're brave to me because, like I said, I wouldn't have the confidence to do it. You're doing it.
Oh, please.
Hey,
Oh, man.
you're a
Well,
warrior. You're
you're a
stepping
guest.
out. Yeah, you're
Yeah, man.
stepping out and brave on faith and just strong. I'm like, that's cool. A lot of people want to do it, wish they could do it. You're doing it. Like to me, that's admirable. I don't know. I think it's dope. So I wish you all the best with it, man. I really do. And I hope I made sense. Like I ramble
You make
sometimes. I ramble.
no, no. You make perfect sense. I'm encouraged by the interview, and if you're ever in New York, just let me know. I'll Facebook you my number or whatever, and we can keep in touch for sure.
Oh, most definitely.
All right.
Most definitely.
Pleasure having you, brother.
All right. Thanks, Aaron.
That's it for this episode of The Creation Grounds. I'm your host, Aaron Lloyd. Be sure to check out our Instagram for future and previous guest info, and check out our YouTube channel in the show notes below. Email us with any suggestions at thecreationgrounds@gmail.com. And if you got something out of this, I'd really appreciate if you spread the word and the love. Until next time, this is Aaron Lloyd telling you that the sky is the limit. Stay creative.